the big fat lie that you keep saying to yourself over and over again? I read this book this week and really interesting. You know, we were talking last time about our, you know, if we are our own worst enemy or if our girlfriends are, it doesn't matter. What happens is if we don't watch out what we are saying to ourselves every day, sometimes this voice can steal our joy, our passion, and if you want to create a happy body, a hot life, you gotta learn how to get over this really destructive criticism, because criticism can be good and you can learn and you can grow, but when you put yourself down and paralyze yourself, it's just not good. So to talk about this again, I invited Mary Jo Hatzler that was here last week and Tracy Briggs. So let's put our hands together and you clap for yourself because we don't have anybody else here. So come on. Ooh, we need some music.
Yeah. We do. There does need to be some music. Maybe we could add that after the fact.
No. So what the big fat lies that you say to yourself? I'll tell mine later.
You know, when you were starting to talk, I was thinking, I don't know what I tell myself. I know there's always...
If you are perfect, get out of here.
No,
that's
that's
the lie you're telling me.
But see, what I tell myself is that the things I say to myself, I think are true, so I don't think they're lies.
Oh, that's the
problem. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. Yeah.
I have all these thoughts going on in my head every day.
So what are the negative thoughts that you believe they are true? So let me rephrase my question.
Well, you know, because we've been talking about this. My legs are sore today because I'm embarking on a new exercise program because I have never been heavier in my whole life, except for when I was pregnant. So I'm constantly criticizing myself for being heavy and lazy and I'm telling myself that all the time, and it's very...
So you believe that you are heavy? Because
yes.
when I see you, I don't see any heavy.
Well, I'm
so that's another lie that you are believing.
Well, it's not a lie though, because the scale says a number that it has never said unless I had another human being inside me. This is the only time I've weighed this that I wasn't pregnant. So this morning, I'm on the scale going, oh my gosh, I can't believe I weigh this much. And I don't know if it's just getting older, but how, I don't know how you stop those thoughts. If you just cover up the mirrors and say, I'm not heavy.
What size are you?
I'm not going to tell you.
You're not going to tell?
I'm about a size...
Are you more than Marilyn Monroe was?
Who?
Marilyn? Marilyn? I'm sorry,
I'll tell you, I'm a size...
Can you put subtitle?
I'm a size 6.
Oh my goodness, she was 10, 12, right?
But the sizes were different though. Did you know that?
Yeah, so where is your self-worth in our society? So if it's more than model, it's going to be like size 10, 12. You're like, ooh, I'm skinny.
Maybe that's it. That's maybe it. Because I look at Marilyn Monroe and I think, she looks great.
Yeah.
I just know I don't feel good at this weight. This is a whole other topic.
No, that's the same topic. Because you are telling this lie to yourself. What the big fat lie that you say to yourself?
I mean, I suppose I do some of the same stuff Tracy does. I think mine is often just connected to, but I can't tell you exactly what that lie is, but what I'm hard on myself about is my ability to do all the things I'm trying to do, and I feel half the time like I'm a failure at all of them. I don't do anything,
that's a big one.
good enough. Because if I was just dedicated to one thing instead of trying to spread my time among 10 things, I'd be really, really good at that instead of just being okay at all these things. And so I don't know if that's a lie, but that's definitely something that a conversation I have with myself.
But see, from the outside though, don't you think when she says I'm a failure at what I do, it's like, oh my...
And that's probably too strong. That's too strong of a word, but
that is not true. For me it still is. I still deal with my own criticism but I wrote in my column that when I started to interview women for our Beautiful Women project, I realized that women that were born, in the past generation, I met this woman that she went through so much in the Great Depression. So I was asking her, I said, were you sad? Were you depressed? She didn't have food to feed her kids. And she said, no, I was inspired to build the country that we deserved. And I remember Roosevelt telling us to plant a tree. And she went outside, opened the door, and showed me the trees that her family planted. And now we have so much. We are not living in a really, considered really depressed time, but a lot of us are depressed. Like I have it here, I'm a foreigner, so you can read it. But
and I don't
we
have my glasses on, so...
Read this part.
Okay, the National Institutes of Mental Health report that nearly...
Twice as many American women as men are affected by depression, and that between 5 and 10 million women and girls suffer from eating disorders.
Can you imagine? And they say if we continue the way that we are in 2020, depression would be the second largest killer. And right now we have, you know, they say depression is already right now the first number one disability in women. And so here we talked about with these amazing women that were going through great depression and they weren't depressed. What do you guys think that changed? What changed? We have more and we feel more miserable. According to research, it's not us, like we are perfect.
I think, you know, I think for me, part of it, and I hate to blame the media because we're part of the media, you know, and so I think that, I don't want to just say, oh yes, I feel bad about how heavy I am because of what I see on TV, but yet I think we all are so quick to look at other people and say, like when she talks about not feeling like she's measuring up, I look at Mary Jo and think, oh my gosh, she's wonderful, and smart and talented, and it's very easy for me to see that of her and to see it of you, but to see it of myself, I think, oh.
But research shows that it doesn't matter what you say, what somebody say to you. You believe almost 100% what you say to yourself. But the thing that you mentioned is you work from the media, and you say that a lot of people blame the media. So if the media is the one to blame, is the one that can have some solutions. What solutions do you think the media can bring into the world that helps women not to be so critical about themselves? If we go through this route, you know, kind of blaming the media, which is so wonderful to blame other people when we can, you know, give such a relief.
Yeah. But we're part of the media, I think. So,
what would you do differently? What can you do different right now?
As people, you know, in the media, it's about how we cover issues and what issues we cover. And I do think, you know, I can talk about the forum because that's where we work. I do think that, you know, in the last little while, we've become more aware of this idea, and I think we are doing some things, and you're involved in some of them in the Beautiful Women Project. There are things that we're doing where I think we are starting to think about that a little bit more and understanding our influence and trying to shed light on subjects and issues that are important to women. And, you know, but there are always going to be outside influences that are negative, and sometimes even if we write a story that is positive, it's still some women still may see it a different way, or they still may not see themselves as worthy, even if an article tells them they are, or you know, these outside influences that are, you know, affecting us. Again, it comes back to what as women we tell ourselves and how we process that information. So, you know, the media is a part of that, but a lot of it still is going to be internal, I think.
And I think you said it all. You know, we can wait for the media to make some changes, and I'm proud that the Forum Communication is trying to do something with the Beautiful Women, and hopefully other media are going to embrace the project or create their own. But the thing is, we cannot wait. You cannot wait for the man that you live with, sometimes to truly appreciate what you do. Sometimes you cannot wait for your boss to truly recognize your efforts. It's time for you to say, you know what, this thought that I have in my mind, this big fat lie, is not taking me anywhere. And make a decision that, you know what, if I'm the one that create these thoughts in my mind and accept it, I'm the one that can change that and create another thought and give yourself, you know, open the doors to get off of this. Like I said the last time, our mind can be a really dangerous neighborhood, so don't go there alone. I have a friend, she's a Christian, and it's beautiful that she was the one that brought this quote. She said, you know, our mind can be a dangerous neighborhood, don't go there alone. And she always carry a little book of verses from the Bible that all the time when she thinks something negative, that put herself down, she open and say another powerful verse. So if you're not Christian, even, you know, empowering things or things that you know, you can put yourself in a position that is going to help you to give your best. Because we are all here as students learning, right? We go through ups and downs, but beating ourselves up is not going to help anywhere, especially anybody, especially the world, right?
Right.
So thank you so much. And next time we are going to be talking, I forgot. So every Thursday, every Thursday, She Says TV, Happy Body Hotline.